In this lesson, we're going to learn to draw the triceps. So first off, let's look at it. Here we have the tricep. We'll just go and select it right there. Boom. You can see that it has three heads. Two of them here are attaching to the back side of the humerus bone, upper back side of the humerus bone. The other head extends and stretches underneath the scapula. It actually goes underneath and attaches to the underside of the scapula there. You can see it's going underneath the teres major and the latissimus dorsi. That's why I said from the back side, you'll be able to see that. But it tucks underneath the teres minor and the infraspinatus, which I have hidden right now. I can go back here and show you. So see how it connects underneath like that? So it kind of weaves between those muscles. And then all three of the heads come down and attach to the elbow, which is part of the ulna bone. See this thin piece of muscle right here? That's actually showing the medial head. So you have the lateral head, right? This is the lateral head, which is on the outside of the arm. You have the medial head, which is on the inside, and that's this under part. You can only see a little piece of it on this side usually. Remember, medial is the inside, lateral is the outside. So you have the outside head, the inside head, then you have the long head. For some reason, this here is called the long head, probably because it stretches the longest and goes all the way under and connects underneath the scapula. So those are the three heads. The names aren't important, just understanding how to draw it is what's important, so don't worry about it if it's confusing. Let's go to our video. And so for drawing, I'm just going to draw the two heads. Now you can draw this third head in here just to remind you that there is a third head there. A lot of people forget about the third head, right, which is right there, the little sliver you can kind of see, the medial head, which is kind of like underneath, and it's similar to the like when you look at the inside of the arm, sometimes it's similar to the brachialis, and sometimes we'll kind of blend in with the brachialis. You have this nice, long tendinous part of the tricep, which is more flat. And we'll look at different examples of that. This is the basic shape to draw the triceps. You have this is the tendon part, and it's not totally, for the most part, it's flat, but remember the whole arm is kind of rounded. Not kind of, it is rounded. And so it has more of a rounded feel to it, but it's still flat compared to all the bulbous muscles around it. And this muscle here kind of comes down and bulks up and kind of gets thin right in this section. And then you can see the medial side, so it kind of like flows into this muscle. And then the lateral head here kind of comes all the way down, it gets thin and comes down, but remember it all attaches to the elbow. And then I'm just going to show you different angles here. So we have the side view angle. So I'm showing this head comes up, the other head is away from us, we can't see it. That goes up underneath the scapula. So from the side view, you can kind of see the shape like this, as far as just the muscle is concerned. So that's how you want to draw the muscle. And from the back side here, we can see it coming, we can see the head that comes, remember the other heads are attaching to the, lateral side, this outside here of the bone, of the humerus bone, but this head, the long head, comes all the way under, remember it goes underneath these muscles, and it kind of flows between these muscles, but it goes under the infraspinatus and the teres minor, but it goes on top of the latissimus dorsi and teres major. So it kind of just flows in like that. And that's the basic view from that side. I'm not sure why. Let me see. I think I'm going to show some muscles here. Yeah, that's right. So here we're going to just go over some of the muscles that we've already learned. We got the pecs, we got the deltoids, we got the bicep, which is there. Then remember, what's that muscle right there? That's the coracobrachialis. You don't have to memorize the name, just know that that shape is there. And then you have the tricep. Well, we have the latissimus dorsi, which goes on top of, from this underside, from the front view, it goes on top of the tricep. From the back side, the tricep goes over. You can see how the tricep is going over it from the back side. So from the back view, we view it differently. And then over here, you have the brachialis, which we learned. Right, boom. So I put this here because sometimes this muscle will kind of flow into the medial head, and it looks like it goes underneath to the elbow. And then some of the rest of it is the brachialis coming up and going underneath these muscles to the ulna. to the inside of the ulna here. So both are going to ulna, just different parts of the ulna. And so sometimes they kind of blend together and kind of look similar. Oh, I thought I wrote that. I guess I didn't. I was gonna. Oh yeah, here we go. Sometimes brachialis. So sometimes these kind of flow together. Just know that there's this shape here of muscles, and it doesn't really matter which is which. Just know that they're there and they're being covered by these muscles anyway. So it doesn't really help to show it going up underneath there because it's going under those muscles either way. But just know you have this shape between on this side of the arm, and that's what I really wanted to show there. All right, look at these photos I've included. We'll look at some other examples here. So we have the, right, so that we should know this is the traps. We have the deltoid here, boom. We have the latissimus dorsi coming like that. Then you have the teres major here bulking out, the infraspinatus there. Then you have that little triangle I talked about where the rhombus muscles will go that way. You have the two heads of the tricep here coming down to the elbow, right? So that's that side, which is the lateral side. And you kind of see how it kind of comes to a nice sharp point. You can kind of see the shape there that I talked about of the, has kind of a roundness, a little bit of a roundness to it. That's the tendon part of the tricep. And then you have this part of the tricep, which is going underneath these muscles. See that? It's going underneath and it's going to go attach to the inside of the scapula, and it comes down and you have the bulky part here, and then you have the medial head. This right here, that's the medial head. And you can kind of see division right there, but the medial head, and then you have the bulkier long head. Other muscles here we haven't learned yet, such as the two grouping muscles here, the ridge muscles. One of them being the, starts more like up here, the brachialis, which we've learned about already. Well, not actually, the brachyradialis, sorry. The brachialis is up higher, the brachyradialis. And we'll learn about these other muscles later. On this side, you can see one of the things I really pay attention to is often this side of the tricep has this kind of flat horseshoe shape right here. Now his is pinched right here, but usually this is more flat all in here. I didn't mean to draw that line. I can't undo it. And then you have the break right there. See that? The break in the two muscles. And then all this is the tendon that they attach to coming down like that. Then you have the brachialis there. Then you have the biceps over here. Right? So hopefully that makes sense. Let's go ahead and delete that and go to the next photo. So I have a couple different photos I want to look at. So here you can see the break between the two sides of the tricep right here, the V break. You have this side here, right? This being the, it's called the long head, but, or no, this is the lateral, sorry, this is the lateral side. Then the long head's over here, and it goes to that medial head coming down. You can see a part of the head over here, the lateral head, the outside right here, coming, and it goes back around and attached to the elbow. Here we can see just a little bit of the bulkiness right here, and he's not flexing, so we can't really see much division. We just see the bulkiness of the tricep on that side. It's quite a large muscle. It's bigger overall than the bicep. And then you can see part of it here. And from this inside view, you can sometimes you can see this horseshoe shape I'm talking about. See right there? I often pay attention to that horseshoe shape, and I often draw that when I'm drawing comics. I think it looks really cool. And it's an interesting shape. So I usually kind of draw that kind of horseshoe shape from the inside there. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. It's kind of small, but I kind of draw this kind of horseshoe shape like this, and then I have a three-dimensionality of it. So this would be like the shaded part. Now that's where the highlight would end. Actually, I might bring it out a little bit farther like that, the overall shape. But it's kind of like that shape. So it's kind of like that, and I might have the part here. This part here would be in the shadow, and this angle where the light's coming from, that would be the light side. If that makes sense. And then finally, I want to show you this one right here, and this will be the end of the lesson, which you can see the tricep here on both sides. And all right, so try to draw where you see everything. Thanks for watching.